far away. This is very unprofessional. That's better. There's a bunch of like fuzz on the screen, on the lens, and I just cleaned it with an old t-shirt. That's probably not ideal. Anyway, hi, we're back in the car. It's Monday. I'm on a quick lunch break between clients. Once again, I'm having a pumpkin boba type beverage, this time from Jamba Juice. It's their pumpkin smash, which they have a dairy version and a plant-based version, and now they have boba. So it doesn't come with boba, but you can add it. I was trying to order through the app, and I don't think you can do it through the app, but in person you can. So they have different flavors of boba, like fruit flavors. I think they have strawberry, orange, I don't know what else, and then they just have regular like tapioca flavor. So that's what I got, and it's pretty good. I think I like this better than the weird thing that I had yesterday, although I did end up liking that thing. Like, it grew on me a little bit. Not my favorite thing I've ever had, but it wasn't as bad as originally I thought. Speaking of things not being as bad as I originally thought, I've watched last night's Walking Dead episode twice now. Lockdown was the name of the episode. And the first time I watched it, I feel like it didn't really do anything for me. I didn't really connect with it. Like, there wasn't much going on, which, I mean, I feel like it's kind of setting up the rest of the end of the season, which, by the way, yesterday, and I have been thinking, there's only 6 episodes left. That's what I said, and that's what I thought. There's actually 8 episodes left, which is something I realized this morning, and I feel like that also kind of changed how I felt about this first episode, because I was like, we only have 6 left. Why are we, like, not moving things along faster? But now that I realize there's 8, I feel like this episode, I mean, it served its purpose, right? So that's something I realized this morning, that there's 8 episodes left, and I feel like now that I know that, I feel a little bit differently about last night's episode. I felt like there wasn't enough going on for it to be one of 6, but to be one of 8, like, there's just not as much pressure now, like, to get stuff done in the very first episode. But yeah, this episode, it had a weird vibe. I think there was a lot of action and not a lot of dialogue, and I feel like I tend to tune out stuff like that. Movies and shows that are like a lot of action, I will space out, not pay attention, and then 5 minutes will go by and I have to like ask someone what happened because I don't know. It's kind of like how I feel watching sports. I'm like, okay, what's going on now? Like, who's winning? I wasn't paying attention. I also kind of felt like, I mean, one of the reasons that I like Walking Dead is like the chemistry and the bonds between the characters, and we didn't see a lot of that. And I think part of it is because we're seeing like characters together who aren't normally, like a lot of the new characters from the Commonwealth and then the old characters that we already know, they don't have like the long-standing relationship, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Also, this was just like a very tense episode, so I feel like it makes sense that the dialogue would be like brief and collecting information and moving things forward, and not really going very deep, you know. Although there were a couple of moments that I really liked. The thing between Daryl and Maggie talking about where she, you know, apologized for what happened with Leah, and he said, you know, something like, Glenn would have wanted me to take care of you, and which, by the way, I feel like a lot of times episodes that I don't really connect with, I end up liking more after I see Angela King's commentary at the end, and she like mentioned that Daryl still feels guilty for Glenn's death. So I don't know, that was a good moment. The other thing between Mercer and Rosita, I feel like they have really good chemistry. Honestly, they have such good chemistry that I was thinking, like, did they date already? And like, I forgot about it. They haven't, right? No, they haven't. But I don't know, wouldn't surprise me if that happened. Speaking of chemistry also, I don't know, everybody loved Princess and Mercer together. I personally don't see it. I don't know why, I can't really explain it. The vibe is off. Something is weird there. But I don't know, overall, I guess this episode was kind of slow to me. It made me think back to when I first watched the first episode. So I didn't get into The Walking Dead probably until like around season 3. But I did try watching season 1, I think, when it first popped up on Netflix. And I couldn't get into it because I thought the first couple episodes were too slow. And I've heard from a lot of people who said that, and I'm like, no, you just got to give it another chance, because I gave it another chance and it was really good. So yeah, I think this was another one of those slow episodes where it was kind of just like setting the scene before we start moving forward more. And I like the intro with Judith. I thought I was gonna like it more than I did, though. I feel like they could have like made that twice as long and twice as dramatic of an intro, and I think it would have been better. Like, they could have gone like a little bit of a deeper dive into the past, and in her little monologue at the end when she starts talking about you know, what's happening now and what's going to be in the future. I feel like they could have flashed to what people are doing now. Like, it made me think back to one of my favorite like Walking Dead montage scenes. It was like the intro to the episode Silence the Whispers in season 10, toward the beginning of the season, and they played the song Heaven I Know by Gordy, which that's like a really good song. That was the first time I had ever heard it. I put it on my playlist, and it's one of those songs that like makes me feel all of the feelings, even when there's like nothing going on in my life to like tie it to. It's like all of a sudden I listen to this song and I'm like heartbroken, but like nothing actually happened to me. But I really liked that that montage where they kind of show people, they're getting ready to battle the Whispers, but they're also kind of doing their regular like everyday stuff, kind of a glimpse into their lives. I feel like this last night's montage could have included some stuff like that. It would have been a little better. Plus it's like we need some more drama, I think, at this stage in the series. Like, tug on our heartstrings a little more. I think that's what we want. Also, another benefit of having a montage like that is that you get to see characters who weren't even featured in the actual episode. Like, I want to see everyone's faces. It's like coming back from summer break. Like, I want to see everyone. What do they look like? What are they doing? What are they wearing? One thing that I noticed about this episode, and I want to know if anyone else noticed this, maybe it was just me, or maybe it's because I haven't watched Walking Dead in a little while, but the way they shot it felt a little different, and I feel like also it could also feel a little bit weird because I think this is the first episode that was like pretty much all at the Commonwealth. Like, we don't have Alexandria anymore, we don't have Hilltop anymore. It's all just at the Commonwealth, and so seeing different parts of like town that we're not normally used to seeing, like that's the full backdrop is the Commonwealth. So it feels weird. It feels weird that everyone's wearing regular clothes now. People are wearing like colors and stuff. It's weird. But also I feel like the way that it was shot, and I'm not a big comic book person, like I do appreciate like Walking Dead and other comic book movies and shows when they try to kind of replicate like panels from a comic in and make the scene based on like shooting that angle or getting a specific shot. The way this episode was filmed, like it felt comic booky to me, and I don't know if you are a comic book person and maybe you want to comment on that, but I think in a good way. I think it felt a little weird, but once I got used to it, I think I like it. Like the protest mob, for example, like that felt like I don't really know how to describe it, but like not like a realistic protest mob, but like a protest mob as portrayed in a comic book. Okay, so I think that's all I want to say about this episode. Not a lot to say about this one. I feel like this episode was kind of like a first date. Like, it's not meant to make you fall in love or give you all the information. Like, it's just to give you a little bit, just to kind of get the ball rolling. So I still have not watched the next episode yet, episode 18. Episode 18, which is next week's episode, but it's already on AMC Plus. It's called A New Deal. So I'll probably check that one out within the next couple of days. I think I decided that I am going to watch them a little bit early, maybe not a full week early, but at least some point during the week so that I can film the reaction and then post the reaction on the Monday after the actual air date. Because yeah, if I try to watch it on Sunday and film it between Sunday and Monday, we're gonna end up in situations like this where I'm filming in my car in my lunch break. So yeah, I'll be able to plan ahead a little bit more for the future episodes. Also, I think yesterday I said that we're only going through like the first week of November, but now that there's 8 episodes instead of 6, it's actually, they end on November 20th. So I guess we're going to be doing this a little while longer. Okay, so I'm going to end this video. I'm going to get back to work, and I will see you tomorrow.